No shit, kids. What the fuck? All right, kids. Welcome to another episode of the Hunt for the Paranormal podcast. I am your host, as always, Mike.
And acidic Aaron.
And Chris.
Where the fuck you been?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Getting married and then death and then...
Okay, then never mind. You've been excused.
You died too? You got married? You died?
Nah, just we had some deaths in the family and
that
then
sucks,
like stuff here and there. You know, life happens.
Yeah, that's true. Welcome back, though. Nice.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. And then I hear we're doing pretty good. We want to thank everybody because we have reached over the 3,000 mark.
Oh, I need to
last
put my
month
phone
for
on vibrate.
downloads. God damn it, Mike.
Yeah, this is the first time I've done that, so fuck you guys. And then our producer.
That's you.
You sure you know you're going to fucking have to talk.
Nando Calrissian.
And audience in the back. Just yell.
Woo woo.
Oh, there we go.
What episode was he on back in the day?
Oh, fuck, man.
It was a good one.
I forgot what episode.
He was on
it
Hunt for the Paranormal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a pretty
He had a
crazy
couple of
story
stories.
that
The Ouija board one, right?
Yeah, the Ouija board.
Yeah.
One of our buddies, they fuck with a Ouija board at this one place,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Snap.
And then all of a sudden, they fucking got rid of it, and then it was like an imprint hand in a mirror, but pretty much it was on the other side of the mirror. And
Okay, I think I remember this. Talking about me right now.
Oop, breaking our stuff.
I know.
But
You
yeah,
broke the head
those
tip.
episodes are all on YouTube and
Google Play and iTunes and shit.
radhouse.net. So I'm going to start off
There we
this
go.
story because this month we're going to go ahead and start a theme of military bases that are haunted and pretty much just military.
Oh shit! It's already
military
July.
men,
It's
military.
July,
Yeah,
July 1st.
July 1st. Woo! That's
God,
why.
this is going so by quick. I'm not gonna lie. Dude.
This life? Yeah, it's going by really fast.
Yeah.
The older you get, the faster it goes, it seems to. So this is an obscure urban legend about a soldier who lost his teeth. So let's check this out. The legend of the bear trap begins during Vietnam War. Do we have the music?
Oh shit!
Oh, the music's so
That's
important.
on. Yeah.
Dando.
I love it.
I'm just kidding.
There we go. Okay. The legend of the bear trap begins during the Vietnam War. There was a general who was stern and harsh. All of the men serving under him feared him. One day, his squad was ambushed and pinned down under enemy fire. A shell landed near him and exploded. He was hit by a flying shrapnel. Injured his face and shattering all of his teeth. His squad was isolated in the jungle and cut off from reinforcements. The South Vietnamese medic had to perform emergency surgery on the general, but without the proper tools and faculties, he had to use whatever was found nearby. The surgery was rough and primitive, but it saved the general's life. However, it permanently disfigured his face. The surgeon replaced his teeth with a steel bear trap that was found amongst the trees. Once his wounds had healed, the general's face was a horrible sight, and the gnashing metal teeth were terrifying. When the general was able to return to the headquarters, he refused further medical treatment and made sure no word got to his superiors about his injuries. His troops, fearing his wrath and understanding that the military was his life, covered up the incident, allowing him to remain at his post. The poor quality of surgery caused an infection in his mouth, which escalated into a fever. He became crazed and delusional. The South Vietnamese surgeon tended to him during this time until he was well. Afterwards, they say he was never quite right in the head and became increasingly cruel and violent. The soldier's name was Old Bear Trap, is what they ended up calling him. When captured, North Vietnamese soldiers were being interrogated, the general would often use his bear trap teeth to threaten them. On some occasions, he would even bite them, tearing off chunks of their flesh and maiming them. At night, some prisoners went missing from their cells. In the morning, all that was left was a pool of blood on the cell floor. Initially, the guards thought that the prisoner had escaped, but witnesses later spotted the general carrying piles of gnawed human bones into the jungle. Because of the suspicious and violent behavior, he rapidly lost the respect of his troops. As time went on, they became more and more afraid of their commanding officer. suspecting that he was murdering and eating captured enemy soldiers. Something had to be done. Before the end of the war, his troops begged the lieutenant in the army to take action against the crazed general. The lieutenant filed an official complaint accusing the general of war crimes. The general was tried in the military courtroom and found guilty of murder and cannibalism. The court sentenced him to life in prison, but before he could serve 1 day in jail, he mysteriously escaped and fled into the jungle. The military spent years trying to track him down, but they could find no trace of him. It was as if the jungle of Vietnam had swallowed him up. He was eventually forgotten, and the military listed him as a missing in action. Several years later, the lieutenant who had filed the complaint against the general retired from the army. He returned to the USA, but a few days after his arrival, he was found dead under suspicious circumstances. Emergency service got a call telling them that there had been a car accident. When they arrived, they found the lieutenant's dead at the scene. The car's 4 tires were found to have puncture marks on them. The windshield of the car was completely shattered, and a bear trap was clamped tightly around the lieutenant's face. Police were baffled. They couldn't figure out how the accident had happened. The only theory that they could come up with was that the bear trap had fallen off of the hunter's vehicle and lay in the middle of the road. When the lieutenant drove by, the bear trap must have somehow punctured all 4 tires and then and flicked up into the front of the car, smashing into the windshield and clamping down around the man's face, causing the death. This is the only thing that they could come up with. It seemed bizarre, but there was no possible explanation. Or was there? Police said that the man who called the emergency service to report the crash had sounded quite elderly and had spoken with a pronounced lisp, as if he had lost his teeth.
That was pretty good to the end.
Yeah. Well, it's just a creepy idea that like some man in the Vietnam like forest is like got a rotted face with bear
crazy,
trap
though.
for teeth. You know, that's a little. Yeah.
You figure he would have died because of the infection he had, but.
Well, it does seem like more like of an urban legend.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem too whole in the story.
Yeah.
But the idea and concept
The premises
is true, and
of
then it could be based on like some truth. Somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
But just imagine that kind of ghost. Like, let's say he died in the forest, and now there's just a ghost with metal teeth just roaming around.
That would be pretty creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
See, this is where most horror movies come from.
Pretty much.
I love it. Because it pretty much writes itself at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, we've pretty much hit a high mark with the show, Hunt for the Paranormal.
Yes.
Last month, we got over 3,000 downloads throughout Facebook and our website. So, that being said, we have our producers investing more into the show. So, we want to thank everybody
thank you guys
who always watches and subscribes and likes our posts. Because we got a couple goodies, and we're going to actually start investigating
Can you see this?
actual
I can
locations.
see it in the camera.
Can you see it? Okay. Where at?
Yeah, let's do
This one?
that.
All right. So, we do have here a thermal camera.
Yes.
Or not a thermal camera. It's going to have night vision.
Yes.
So, we'll be able to see everything in the dark. And
Be like
you
a
guys
fucking predator.
will be able to see everything in the dark. We actually might upgrade and get like more attachments for our other
infrared
cameras.
Shit. And then we got walkie-talkies because we walkie and talkie.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of glad we got this because I plan on like you guys will go off on your own and pretty much have some equipment, whereas like I'll try to use more of my tarot cards and like just meditate in like alone to see if I can hear anything, or maybe some things will happen, vice versa.
Yeah. And then very basic.
So we got a 2-pack, but 4 walkie-talkies.
Yeah. So we'll be walkie and talkies. Walkie-talkie.
And then we got a wireless security system that will let us know
When someone's trying to break into my house.
if empty perimeters are being like entered. So let's say
an entity or
There we
some
go.
sort
Oh,
or
sorry.
anything like that.
So yeah, we'll be able to see and make sure like we'll put this down in a room that's one empty, that has a high, energy field. We'll make sure it's empty. If these things go off while no one's in there, well, then we know something's funny going on.
Yeah, and then we have an EMF tester reader, so that's gonna help us out detect.
That'll be important.
Yeah, so it's like wong. It's like haha, detect the force.
Why do I feel dizzy? Oh.
Yeah, it actually
electromagnetic field.
It actually works up on our phones.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I just realized I left our laser thermometer outside, but we got a little fucking.
We got a little thermal reader that has a laser in it.
Fucking with it earlier.
So yeah, it actually does show, like, I guess because our shirts, reduce the heat, so it shows about like 85 degrees when it comes to our bodies. But I even put it on the concrete. It shows like 111. So that will be able to mask and show like differences in temperature as we scan the room. So if there's cold spots, we'll be able to see it. Mm-hmm. But for this one's more in the sense of electronic metering. So it could spike at some points. Like I even put it up to our body. Right now. Nothing came up. But earlier,
electronics.
Watch, you can probably make it work. Like for my laptop here, let's see. Yeah, it comes out to like a 0.33.
Yeah.
So let's just say we're just walking around. It should be 0. Ooh, wow! It just jumped up.
There's a lot of electronics.
Yeah. But it just like that says it does carry through. Well, that's weird. It's not happening.
Yeah, who knows why it jumped up?
It's new.
And that is something we will be doing. We're going to be testing out our friend's house just to see, because they've like, it's funny. I brought my sage to sage it, and
he told you no.
Matt's like, no, don't do it. We got equipment. We're going to check it first, and if there is, then we're going to sage the place and clean it out.
Yeah.
So we will be recording that and posting it very soon.
Because I'll be saging while I walk it. Sage it while I walk it.
And talking with your walkie.
When in doubt, sage it out.
Talking when I walk it.
Talking with your walkie?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun, and we want to thank everybody for, listening and watching.
Hey, can you turn down my music a tad bit?
The headphones?
Yeah. Especially those high, chalkboard. Sorry about that.
There we go. Alright.
He's all leaning up on the board.
I know. you turned it over on purpose, didn't you, Nando? But no, yeah, again, thank you for your guys' support and everything. For you guys watching and either fucking downloading, commenting.
It's been a fun year.
It's been a really fun ride.
For a year and a half now, right?
Yeah. We're about to go on until October. It'll be 2 years, so
55 episodes.
Yup. So thank you guys again for all the support and everything.
We actually do have a. Oh no, he's not here.
We don't have it right now.
But we have worked it out. It worked out on our other podcast where you guys will be able to call in live and talk to us and tell us your stories. So that's something we will be doing next episode.
Yes. And then again, I know, it's mainly me, so I've been kind of lazy posting our shit on social media lately. So
I found some fun stuff here and there.
Well, no, about our episodes, so that's on me.
What'd you think about that one post about, like, if you could stay completely positive for 13 years, that you have the rainbow aura effect?
Does it look like I'm a person who can stay positive for fucking 13
years?
That's
so I can't do that. There's no way I could do that. Driving in traffic in LA, it's impossible.
No, dude. Chris, can you do that?
I mean, even if you're positive, does that necessarily mean you're good? You know what I mean? I don't know if there's certain. Life is really diverse, and I don't know. 13 years of positivity, it's impossible in general.
No, I get mad with lag. Come on.
Well, you're not living life if you're completely positive like that. Well,
That's
I don't
true.
know.
You have to feel.
Because it's not like bad things wouldn't happen to those monks. It's just like they have to look at it positively.
Yeah, it's like...
And force themselves, well, I don't know.
That's true.
It's a practice. So who's to say? Like that, but it just seems super hard to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Especially if you got kids.
I'm gonna start it, but on that aspect as well.
It's the thing, you can't have possessions, right? They give up worldly possessions.
Yeah.
So if you're
probably
true.
You can have a family.
Makes it easier.
Yeah, it's true. But with that, make sure you guys check out episode 54. I think it's like one of our biggest episodes that we have done personally. We did an awesome interview with Ross Patterson.
Ross Patterson?
Ross Patterson.
And who is he exactly?
He is a director, actor, writer, a podcaster. A lot of people.
You might remember him from The New Guy.
Exactly. That's what actually a lot of people
Which one?
What do you mean?
Which new guy?
The movie.
The movie.
Oh, holy shit! Citizen Z.
Yeah, he was the bully.
Oh, he was the bully. Okay.
Yeah, he was the bad guy, the villain.
Okay.
The villain in the movie. But definitely check that out. And we do apologize. Audio was kind of on the phone call was a little too low. So, but other than that, it was pretty fun episode
Swear
that
headphones.
we did. Yeah, be careful because we're loud and he wasn't. So it's like, but other than that, it was pretty fun. So go check that shit out. Again, episode 54. So it was a blast and it was fun to do. But on that aspect, we got our gear. It is July 1st.
New month.
New month.
Short week.
3 more days to America's birthday.
America's birthday.
Fucking excited as fuck.
There's more freedom now than there was yesterday.
Damn right there was. Fucking fuck ISIS.
Yeah, so and then we're gonna be carry on the whole idea of military-based stories. So if you guys have any stories of any, let's say like military base that you've gone to that seemed very haunted,
Yeah,
or even just like if you
battlegrounds
served
and stuff like that.
if you served and you had some experiences or went to like historic battlegrounds or museums and had some experiences, or even the idea of like let's say the Colosseum, you know, like
stuff
places
like that.
where warriors fought and died or are now haunting, or even like the idea of warrior spirits. Like what were those Maori masks, warrior masks we were talking about one year? That's how long ago it was. But pretty much there's these wooden masks. There was cursed. It was the episode of Cursed Objects. There was these Maori masks, and they're known pretty much like they have them in these museums, and they really warn people because they're known to cause miscarriages.
Oh,
Remember those ones? Yeah.
I forgot what exactly, but yeah.
But these are masks that tribes would use to fight in battles.
Yeah.
And they would like personify their warrior spirit into these masks, and everyone would have a unique different mask.
Yeah.
So that one was very trippy, but it is like a little scary in the fact that like if you're pregnant and you go to these museums and they're there, it tends to cause a miscarriage.
Yeah, which is kind of weird.
Like we don't know why that like specifically happens.
don't walk there, Nando. You don't want a miscarriage.
Maybe it's like the idea of like masculine, like pure masculine energy that just cancels out the feminine energy of birth.
Sorry, Nando.
What are you laughing at?
I'm picking on I can't help it. I'm sorry, Nando. Are you mad at me, Nando? You want a hug?
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me.
Oh!
What?
Also, I've been playing this new VR game for the PlayStation, The Exorcist.
Explain.
It's fucking scary. Okay, so you're playing as this detective, and it's all like VR goggles, and pretty much with the two like motion sensor light orbs you have. So you could pretty much put your hands in front of you and you can see all that. First episode, it has like 5 different story episodes.
Okay, nice. Okay.
So you're pretty much, you go to and investigate at a church, and this is where you get all your like supplies. So you find like little vials of holy water, which you can use to throw into like hellfire and put that out. You find a cross that can find and bless like holy objects or unholy objects. But as you're going through this church, it has you find like each individual object, and it has like the Mother Mary like from the movie.
Oh, okay.
But it's got the blood rather than the cones and the penis thing it had in the movie. It just has blood splattered everywhere. But it's super creepy because like the lights go out, like stuff starts moving around. You hear this voice, like you go into a different room, and apparently like the priest lost his mind.
Yeah.
And then you can hear something like, come find me.
I don't want to.
Yeah. So you walk back out into the room, turn around because you hear noises like full 360, which makes it super creepy. You open up the confessional booth. There's pig heads just hanging there, like all kind of just messed up, scary stuff. The second episode, I don't want to give too much away if people want to play it.
Yeah.
So there you get all your like, you got a book of like supplies. There's even like this little salt sprayer. Like it gains a little thing and it's like pff. So I haven't used that yet in any of the episodes, but apparently you're gonna be able to fight a ghost or a demon.
Oh, okay, nice.
So in the second episode, it's about this preschool teacher who took her students out to a field trip, but then lit the bus on fire.
What?
With her and the kids in it.
What a crazy cunt.
Yeah. So she's possessed by one of these demons, and you're going to see her at the insane asylum. So as you're in there, like, she's got, like, her head's bald. She looks scary as hell. She's got the mask from what's the movie? Silence of the Lambs. Hannibal Lecter's mask.
Okay,
She's got that on, so she just looks super creepy, and you're in a padded room. But all this, like, crazy stuff's happening. You end up going through, like, tunnels and, like,
dope.
doorways of padded rooms, and you're just, like, you know, trying to come off on each corner, but then, like, they jump at you, and then you have to do a full exorcism on her.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like, they got some bugs to fix because, like, you're all trying to get the cross.
Yeah,
in her
but
face,
it doesn't
and it's all,
fucking.
like, it's cricking down the wrong way. And then the next episode, which I haven't really played, you're going to an attic with there's just a baby at the end of it because it kind of looks like the Annabelle horror style.
Yeah.
Like top room with that glass window, and there's just shining light on the baby. So I haven't got that too far, but it's been so good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've been playing a horror game too?
That's exactly what I was going to talk about right now because you brought it up. There's a.
So you playing?
So I've been playing a bunch of Steam games right now because I play PC.
Because
there's a sale.
Summer sale.
But this game is free.
Ooh.
You could download it all for free. It's called Cry of Fear, and it's a Half-Life mod. So it's a first-person shooter. It plays a lot like Half-Life. The difficulty level is actually kind of difficult. There's a lot of in-game cutscenes. You could tell they try to get good voice actors. In general, for like a production team, it took 4 years to make it, and it's a solid game.
Nice.
And it's fairly long, but it does have a lot of horror aspects to it. This guy, it's based off, I think, in Stockholm, Sweden, or some Swedish town.
Nice.
You don't know.
Usually Sweden.
And this guy's like losing his mind. But there's certain parts in the game where it just, the monsters are all terrifying. Like they're all like.
Sounds like a H.P. Lovecraft-esque kind of story.
It's kind of strange. Yeah, it is. For example, like. There's scenes where you go down, you went up the stairs one way, you have to go back down. All of a sudden, everything's different. You keep spiraling down. You keep going down multiple floors forever until you get to the end.
Yeah.
And then it's like you're in this place. Like everything changes, and it's like you're in hell. So all the walls are like made out of people. You have to walk down this long corridor, and the game scares you. It'll flash things at you and make things pop and like loud sounds. So it's like you're walking this corridor and you see the door at the end, and right before you're about to get the door, something flashes at the screen with a loud noise, and it gets you. It gets you. So it's free. Just download Steam, and you can play Cry of Fear. You don't need the original Half-Life to play it. It's an old game, but it's pretty good. It's good.
Are you gonna play it, Nando? Why not?
I don't have a PC, that's why. I don't have a PC.
So
do you like the horror games?
Hey, so Nando, since now we got this ghost hunting gear, you're gonna come fucking tag along with us?
No.
Why not?
I'm okay with the lack of knowledge of what is out there right now. Y'all gotta bring that back to me.
Why you gotta be a pansy?
He'll live through us.
Yes, exactly.
He doesn't want his world shattered.
Vicariously.
No. I'm not gonna accept this.
Like possession? Is that what you're talking? You're gonna possess us?
Nah, he's worried that he'll discover shit that like flips his universe upside down.
That's what you need in life, Nando.
Yeah.
Nando, you
See,
need
I'm always
this in your
pursuing
life.
it.
Don't you want to change your worldview?
Yeah, Nando.
The music.
No, thank you.
He just wants to stay preschool.
Nando, you can't do this anymore. Come on.
Do you want the red pill
Nando,
or blue pill, Nando?
Nando, it's time to grow up, Nando.
I'm not ready yet.
No one's ever ready. Time to man the fuck up, Nando. Let's do this.
Just listen to that music.
Fly, pelican, fly.
Yeah, and plus, if anybody has a place that you want to have, just check out and see. We can even disprove it now that we have this equipment.
Yes.
If there's some electrical surges going on in your wall, that can actually cause hallucinogenic. Like you could trip out on that, and excuse me. It could actually make you hallucinate and see things.
Yeah, or especially people that lives by what's it called, like
power lines.
Not power lines. Well, it is power lines, but the
transformers.
The bigger fucking.
Oh, like where they have the electrical.
Yeah, the big giant power sources like that. They actually do send out electronics.
The substation.
Yeah, substation.
I don't know what they're
power
called.
Substations. There we go. They do emit signals that actually will make people feel sick and whatnot. Sometimes people think it is a paranormal event, but it's not.
Yeah, because I know there is a lot. Because even with our phones are like coming up hot for electric, and they even say that can
cause
affect
cancer.
That can affect like cancer, sperm count, all kinds of things like that. And I know a lot of people that do Reiki. Reiki people, or like people that have like spiritual healing centers, they don't allow any phones
Really?
in those rooms. Yeah.
I want to check that out.
Yeah. I've noticed that. Like, next time you go, you'll see that. They'll say, like, no phones here.
Yeah, I'm going to tell them, fuck you. I need to record this shit. I need to understand what's going on. I am the captain of the ship. But other than that, I don't know. This month is going to be fun. Because especially a lot of military bases are haunted as fuck. Battlegrounds, damn, are fucking haunted as fuck.
Well, if you guys want to hear more stories about military bases, your wife, Cookie,
I got some. I'm gonna see.
Did her, what was it called? The Origins of Cookie?
Oh, the Origins of Cookie.
And then your Origins as well had a lot of great military
I'm gonna see if I'm
experiences.
gonna see how I can get some fucking. I'm gonna ask them if I can get some top figured veterans and see if they have any fucking their stories to share. I think I have one guy in particular right now. So
He's got some good stories.
I know one
About home or abroad?
I want to say both. But I wish I was able to get him on our UFO. One the what's his face? A really big public figure veteran. Vincent Rocco Vargas. I guess he was in Georgia, if I remember correctly, when he shared his story. And we do everybody do land navigation. So they put you in the woods. Here's a map and find a fucking point and shit like that.
What?
Yeah, it's a requirement to do that.
That sounds cool.
And I guess he was doing it. I think it was the night land nav. So there's a daytime portion and there's a nighttime portion you have to do. So, and I guess he was doing it and he saw a fucking bright light in the skies or some shit like that. And it was red light. And he's like, what the fuck is that? And then he started going and it started following him through the sky. So he's like,
yeah, that'd be weird.
Nope. So he just fucking booked it. And from his story, while he was sharing it, he was saying that he was like a very typical good soldier. He doesn't lose none of his shit. He lost a bunch of his stuff. So, and he had to go talk to his first sergeant and explain what happened. And he's like, first he didn't want to tell him, and he's like, no, I have to tell him. So he ended up telling the truth. So his first sergeant looked at him like he was a fucking crazy fuck. So he got in trouble. But yeah, so.
Well, that's what's always funny too, is like, you know, like anytime someone comes up with a story like that, you're always the first to call them like liar.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you're crazy. Because my friend did that, and then we walked outside, and that's when we saw our alien experience, which I told on the podcast the other day. But it was just like a perfect example of like, you're so full of it. And he's like, look outside. It was right there.
Oh, yeah.
It was just funny. And then they're actually the first, well, I guess it's my first haunted experience. I told this story, I think, on like the first episode we ever did, where my mom used to live in an apartment in Philadelphia. And she didn't know, but it used to be an apartment of this military man. And they had these old cobblestone like stepping stuff, you know, where it's just like brick or just like stones stuck in by concrete.
Oh, okay.
It's like one of those. So it's like very hard and it's very loud when you walk up to the second story. And my father, he would work nights, so he would come in really late and he'd do security. So he would have like big boots. So you would hear him walk up the steps and then walk through the door. Yeah. He would sit at the edge of the bed and he would take off the boots. So my mom was sleeping one day and she heard this. You know, she heard the steps coming.
It's a very
up.
distinctive
So
shit.
It's him. You know, he came in. She can hear him come in, and she could feel the impression on the bed. And as like he hears the boots, and then she looks. She felt like cold a little bit. Yeah. And as she looks over, there's no one there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So she got up and just booked it out.
Later,
she ran out
bitches.
the house. She's pregnant with me. She's like I think a month due, like away from being due. So she just runs down to the neighbor, and then she told her that there was a military man that lived there and died inside.
That's
that
crazy.
He would come up in his military boots and take them off. Yeah. So he pretty much did the exact same thing.
He's like, nope.
Yeah. And they also say when you're pregnant too, you're a little bit more susceptible
sensitive. Yeah.
to it. So yeah, it freaked her the hell out.
Oh shit, I don't doubt it, man. Hey, where are we at on time?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short this time.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we got together, so we'll have a
little more
stories. I like
out.
the urban legend we found, so I'll find some more stuff like that.
It was a good one, but the end of it, at the end, kind of
a little dragged. Like,
yeah,
it must have been
The
It must have hit
fucking
four
bear
tires.
trash.
It hit all 4 tires, flew up into the air, through the windshield, and clamped onto his neck.
Yeah.
That had to be what happened.
Yeah, no. Hey, hey, you didn't put your thoughts into that story, Chris. What
That
happened?
story. Well, I was
Are you playing Doom on your phone?
No, I wish. There's a piece of fiction that I read.
Ooh, what you
it's
got?
by Mike Mignola.
Okay.
There's actually another author, Christopher Golden, but Mike Mignola did Hellboy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This book, it's more of a. There's a few pages of art in it, but it's this book called Baltimore, and it sort of takes it starts off with World War I, and it takes this sort of different take on how it actually happened. So just relating it to the month of military.
That's awesome.
So I definitely recommend it. I've read it before. It's called Baltimore, or Baltimore or the Steadfast Tin Soldier and the Vampire.
Oh.
It has a weird, just look up Baltimore and Mike Mignola, it'll come up. But it's actually a really good book.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, check it out. And I think we're gonna call it quits.
Oh, I saw some good
Oh,
movies
what you got?
too. Check out The Wailing. We'll talk. Like you watch it too.
I've
and we'll talk
seen
about
it.
it next week.
It's on Netflix.
The Korean movie. I've seen
Yeah,
it. The
that
Wailing
one was
is
good.
it's crazy.
Wait,
It's long.
Is it Netflix?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
All subtitles, but it was a really good movie. Pretty much, it's like a little bit zombie-esque, but you start to go into it a little bit more and more, and you think it could be a demon, it could be a black magician, but there's like a good moment where they get a shaman, and it's 2 rituals combating each other.
Oh, that's dope.
They try to do a death hex, and it's really like what they do, and from what I know, it was really legitimate. They do like sacrifices, and this is all on the good side. You know?
Shit.
He's like, we're gonna do a death hex, which is like something that, I wouldn't warn. Clear yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure you watch what you eat, and we're gonna do this later on tonight for your daughter. Just to save her. This is all to save this little girl. So it gets really good. I think you would enjoy those moments of it.
I'm
where
down.
There's
I'll
2
check it
rituals,
out.
and it turns out to be really good. And then there's even moments where it's like, oh, is it him? Is it her? And it keeps you guessing.
Nice.
I don't know. It's like what, 2.5 hours long?
It's kind of a long
It's
movie.
super
and it,
long, but
it isn't
really good.
He's right. It's hard to tell what's really happening, so it keeps you in there.
Yeah, it
It's
really
not
does
very-
keep you guessing.
Yeah, it's
All
not-
right.
yeah.
Well, I say check that movie out too. I'm gonna watch it. What's it called again? The Wailing.
The Wailing
on Netflixo.
Yeah.
All right, kids. Let's do the best music ever right here. Where is it? Come on. There we go. All right, kids. This is the Hunt for the Paranormal. I am your host, Mike, and
I am acidic Aaron.
And I'm Chris.
hey,
Hey.
hey.